Welcome back to the Oakland A's franchise, everybody. We have the A's at 48-26, the best record right now in baseball, and a big reason why is the success of our first ever pick in the series, Aaron Don. Don is only 22, and he's already been on a pretty interesting journey in this series, starting off as an 18-year-old high school prospect. I think expectations were always pretty high, and it was unfortunate when his first year was cut short by a torn ACL on a slide into second base, but we've since seen Don come back from that and show that he can be an impact player, and now this year, take his game to a new level and evolving with newfound power, already setting a new career high in home runs, and RBIs are not far behind. He played 149 games last year, and he's set to blow away pretty much everything he did in his sophomore season. Right now, I'm trying to get ahead on some recording, and I'm trying to think of some maybe shorter videos so I can keep the momentum going. The week that you're watching this, I won't be doing a lot of commentary, so I'd still like to get some videos up. And I thought about why don't we have kind of a celebratory episode here with Aaron Don and do some player lock games and really focus on one of the key players in this team's resurgence. We begin this episode 6 games up in the American League West. The Angels are the top competition, and right now we have the best record in baseball by 3 games. Not that that's too important, but in the American League, we are looking very strong. Now we're on the road taking on the Cleveland Guardians, who are 44-27, so they're right up there with us. Couple smaller budget teams thriving in Season 6 of the series, and there is Aaron Don. Taking on Alek Manoah, who's playing pretty well right now in the franchise, and let's see what AD is up to. 3rd in American League center field all-star voting. Could we perhaps put together some games that get him closer to his first all-star bid? Top of the first, and underway. Turning on that one, and sent out to right field. We gotta fly out of here! Gone a home run! Aaron Don, number 13. Holy Toledo indeed. I was not expecting the first swing of the day to lead to a run. This power has kind of come out of nowhere, though. Last season, we began calling him Dead Ball Don. And now it's All-Star Aaron. That could be the new nickname if this keeps up. Make it 13 homers on the year, 39 RBIs. I knew this was possible. I've played the show a little bit. I've seen some interesting developments. Power is just one of those things that you kind of have to be patient with. But in my experience, the talented contact hitters that are young can find that power down the road. It's not always in the first couple years, as Don flies to left and he is retired. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is where Don is as a defender. He's always had good speed and just good raw reaction fielding ability. But I'm impressed with his arm and the developments there. There was a throw into second base last episode where I really took notice of, that was a major league throw. And while his arm is far from a strength, maybe it's closer to serviceable. So I don't exactly know what kind of rating to target. You learn after a while that certain ratings don't have to be in the 80s to make an impact or anything, but it was clear that whatever he had was too low at the time. 64 arm strength, 62 arm accuracy. He's probably not getting too many outfield assists with that. We don't want his defense costing us runs, and I don't look at, not being able to get outfield assists as hurting the team, but if you're throwing ducks to third base and you're not really contending and you're missing spots or missing the cutoff, that's where it actually starts to add up. And part of why I'm a little hesitant with the Yusniel Cruz call-up, because I don't want 2 guys in the outfield who are going to have that same weakness. Now, DHing is an option, but we have another player off to A hot start having an all-star campaign in Franmil Reyes. But maybe we're close to that point where his arm is serviceable. Don, base hit left field on the changeup, left over the heart of the plate. One thing Don's also become known for is he's a base stealer. Gets caught from time to time, but led the American League last year. You bet we're running right now. Arraez fly ball with 2 outs, and that looks to end the inning. But Don got some good cardio in there. 3-1. Homer and a single now for Aaron Don, and Gavin Williams is the pitcher. Looks like we're getting a pretty good outing in this game from Gunnar Hoagland. They continue to attack up in the zone against Aaron. 259 average this year. I honestly expected it to be a little higher, but if he's trading some of that efficiency for a little more extra base pop, then that's a fair trade in my book. As long as he's still getting doubles and these homers keep up. 1-2 now from Williams. Going the other way, slicing down for a hit. Vargas hits the brakes, and that means Don has to as well. Otherwise, I was hungry for a double there. The inning continues. Here's Luis Arraez. We got 2 strikes and 2 outs, but this guy, he thrives in these conditions. And he strikes out looking this time, unfortunately. I'd like to get a chance to show off his arm a little bit. We'll play multiple games here, so I imagine it'll happen. Splitting the gap is Royce Lewis, and Don's going to get to it at the wall. That's a decent throw into the cutoff man. 9th inning, 3-hit day. Looking for a little bit extra in this one, but 2 down. Continuing to attack him up. And we're going to the gap in left center. Don, oh, it's getting down. He will make his way to second. Not even think about putting on the brakes because he's in there at third base. A double from the cycle. If Vargas wasn't in front of him in the previous trip, we might be talking cycle time for Aaron Don. I love his ability to hit to opposite field. And Don has himself an excellent day to start off our video here. Now, Arraez 0-2 puts down the bunt? I kind of like it. Didn't work, though. A's win this one. First game against the Guardians, and Aaron Don has himself another great day as Gunnar Hoagland picks up the dub and Vladimir Guerrero tattoos a couple more home runs. We scored all of our runs with solo shots. Ooh, why do we always have these prospect injuries popping up? Marco Da Silva, good third baseman down at AA, is going to miss 1 to 2 months. Not a bad idea to check on some of these injuries because they've been adding up. So Yusniel Cruz, he's actually close to coming off the injured list. He comes off in 5 days. He should be good to go in less than a week. Da Silva just fractured his forearm. That's really unfortunate. Luis Estrella, torn ACL, second in, 2-3 years? Robert Poisson, dislocated shoulder. This time around, we have Don a little bit lower in the lineup because this is our lefty lineup. Don is getting better hitting lefties and doing so with power as well. So those ratings are starting to balance themselves out. I had a concern in the beginning that he'd be really splits-oriented. But that's not much of a concern right now. We got 2 aboard here in the first. Joe Michael finds himself in a bit of hot water. 1-2 count, and it's flied. And this might be a throw to third base that we're going to get a chance to see. Don from center. It's off the mark. Definitely a work in progress, but I feel better about the overall strength of his arm and allowing that to help him man center field. Still 2 on. We're still in the first. And here's Dominic Smith. Center field and down. It's a base hit. Probably got to hit the cutoff here in most cases and just make a smart throw. Probably something I need to work on a bit more. Just hitting that cutoff. No need to give up extra bases. We could have easily given up these two runners going to second and third. And now this one's going to test his speed, and Don reaches out and makes the catch. That's part of why you love him in center field. His speed does allow him to get to some tough plays, cut stuff off in the gap, and continue to add value to this team. So they got one in the first, but Don is a man at third as he tries to tie things at one. Good pitch from Lodolo. Man, with the third baseman there, Arenado playing so deep, I'm tempted to just bunt this up the third base line. Yikes. Okay. Throw that out the window. Now we're going contact swing, trying to bring him home. Ooh. I was ready for that. Line drive at the shortstop, and unfortunately, a run will not score. Definitely not dead ball Don there. But hey, we took the lead anyway, and now they load him up for Aaron. As we go top three. Bases loaded in there with a fastball. Trying to be patient, but they're throwing me a lot of stuff that I shouldn't be patient with. Outside slurve, and the count 2-1. Lodolo up to 65 pitches. In the zone at the knees, count even. 2-2. Rolled it over, and it's off the glove. Not played cleanly. They'll get nobody. And Don is going to not get the RBI. It's an error charged to the second baseman. We do get a run. Was hoping he might get lucky and credited with a hit there, but we're going to pile on the runs, it looks like, here in the third. It's 4-1. Got Sweeney now. Sweeney to third base. Arenado with the good glove. Starts a double play. Top of the fifth inning, and I got a play in here. Put down that bunt and outrun it. It's like a free single. See, now we get his speed aboard. We can think about stealing. Do we want to run here? Well, wouldn't have really mattered anyway. Arenado still got it. 12 hits on the day for Oakland. Just 4 runs with 11 left on base. We go top 7. There's a man on. Oh, boy. You know that sound. You know what that means. A 2-run bomb from Don. He went with the slide step delivery. I've started to catch on to that a little bit more. Not fooling me or throwing off my timing. And it helps when it's a fastball in the wheelhouse, too. Aaron Don, 107 off the bat. Second homer against the Guardians. All-star voters take note. He's a gentleman, too. He just sets the bat down. Joe Michael hasn't allowed a run since the first inning, and we're in the 7th. Fly to Don. A routine play. Let's get in the right spot, though. Looks like more of the same from Joe Michael. Aaron Don having an incredible series. Top 9, 2 down. Another nice sunset. Third on the team with 41 RBIs now. These numbers really excite me, and he tried to do it all over again. Now adding a little too much launch angle to that swing. Michael is trying to go the distance again. It's not going to be a shutout, but this one's hit to the gap. Don over. Another complete game for Joe Michael, allowing just the one. 2 of our top picks in this series, both helping lead to another Oakland victory. You just got to love the formula right now with this team. You've got some veterans playing on top of their game, but you also see the young stars, not just of the future, but of right now. We are the first to 50 victories this year, 76 games into the season. While the Angels have gone 8-2 over their last 10, they've been unable to create a whole lot of ground. I want to see those votes now. Joe Michael, #1 starting pitcher voting. 11 victories, 2.80 ERA, 112 strikeouts. Definitely in that Cy Young conversation, I think, like neck and neck with Patrick Sandoval. But if we go out to center field, Don has worked his way into second. Now, he likely isn't going to catch Luis Robert, who is obviously a real superstar and a top performer this year. But I don't know if they allow like the second center fielder to get in or what the cutoff is. There clearly is a bench, so it can't hurt if you can be like the 4th highest vote getter in the outfield. All-star Aaron, though, we got to make this happen. And we're looking to sweep another good team in their building. Oakland in Game 3. Back in that leadoff role. Don starts off against Daniel Espino. Ooh, a little too eager there. Only second this year in stolen bases. He's hitting too many homers. If he were hitting more singles, he might have a few more chances. Can't have it all, I guess. Although it doesn't hurt Ronald Acuna. 1-2. Ooh, I wasn't ready for that one, though. Ooh, had to fight that off. Nasty slider. And the count goes 3-2 with Don waiting for something better. Only 2 pitches in the strike zone. Gets one here, lifted the other way, dumps it in left, and he is aboard. This episode's only missing one thing. Arraez behind in the count. It's 0-2. Don takes off, and it is a strikeout, but Don steals second successfully. Didn't extend the lead. Sometimes you just trust the speed's going to be enough. And this time it was just enough. He has as many homers this year as Vladimir Guerrero. They're both at 14. That's just incredible to think about. That's poked. And it's gloved. Soderstrom's got 18. Looking like a 3-time All-Star now this year. But I'd love to see him make it to the Derby. He's going to have to keep pace with the top power hitters to do it. And he turns on this one, but it's going to stay in the yard. And it is out in the right center gap. Feeling like an episode in the Sidney Jean-Charles Road to the Show right now. Aaron Don having an incredible series. 3.0 WAR. Definitely showing the value this season. 2-0. You can have that one. 3-1. We'll see if we can get him aboard again. Espino behind in the count, and again hit the other way. This one almost fell in, but it is gloved. 2 on for the Guardians. 1 down. Arenado batting and lifted. So again, going to send this off to third base. Catch is made. Not an accurate throw. Top of the 5th inning. 1-0 Oakland. And Don looks at a fastball up. Good pitch in there, and it's a 1-2 count now. Again the other way. Lined out. Trying to get fancy going to opposite field. It's worked a couple times. Arenado hits one now, sending Don way back, and he's got the speed to rest at the spot. Just looking at almost 5 scoreless innings here for Soroka, and Don will secure that as well. putting together another really good start. Still 1-0. 2 on, 2 down. Taken outside. Still a 6-game lead here in the American League West. Seattle 8.5 game back in 3rd place. We'll let that drop in. Don, base hit right field. Will they test? There will be a play at the plate, and he's safe. Aaron Don extends the Oakland lead. That was about as close as it gets. Here it is again. Man, that tag, he just reached the right arm over in time. And now we're going to be leaving with the pitch. Arraez 3-2. That's up the middle, kinda. And from short, what was I doing anyway? I shouldn't have done that. Didn't end up factoring into it. That's an Oakland victory. That's quick work right there. A sweep of Cleveland. We win the game 2-1. That series was so strong, it actually brought up his batting average a good bit. And now he enters here against the Toronto Blue Jays, hitting .269. 42 RBIs now after delivering what ended up being the winning run for us in the finale against Cleveland. Now we take a trip up to Canada. Ooh, a change-up that Pearson gets away with, and now he's got Don 0-2. Got him! First strikeout of the day for Aaron Don. Try this again. Going the other way, and that gets down. Really good at making good contact on pitches on the outside part of the plate. More than happy taking those. Whatever hit streak he's got, it continues. Feeling a steal here against Pearson. Lifted, though. Might have to turn back. What's the stop button? R2? Yeah. How about a soda pop right here? 0-1 and on the ground. Don's out at second as he loses his lid. We got our first run, and we're looking for more with a man on second. Taken low from Pearson. Hitting .208 this year with runners in scoring position. That's one thing I'd like to work on with Don. And that's lifted to center. Got under it, and it's the first out of the inning. A similar chance now pops up in the 6th as we're up 3-0. We'll let that one go. New pitcher in the game. Zulueta. Don trying to go to opposite field, fails. Who's got the shutout going today? I'm pretty sure it's Gilbert. And Don sends one back to the States. 5-0. Third homer of the episode. Give this man 15. We're not even close to the break yet. We're a couple weeks out. Aaron Don taking things to brand new heights. And Gilbert's trying to go the full 9. 2 gone. A shutout. Elijah Green. That's going to go to shallow center. You take it, Luis. Oh, he couldn't make it. Good job backing him up, Dylan. That's a veteran play right there. You could see that hop coming. I, on the other hand, could not. And they broke up the shutout, man. What a buzzkill. I want to win these games in shutout fashion every time. Homers for Vladdy, Arraez, and Don. The A's are getting pretty hot right now. Garrett Whitlock now challenging us. 8-game hitting streak for Don. Can we keep it going? Maybe double digits. Top of the first. As you can probably tell, I have a lot of comfort hitting with Don overall. I like his stance. I've always been better hitting with lefties regardless. Now battling back, 0-2. Ooh, the Angels have won 7 straight. So both teams are hot right now. Which one's hotter? Working the count full. And continuing the battle. Oh, didn't have to chase that one. It's outside. I don't know. Sometimes when they miss their spot, it can kind of confuse you a little bit. Because you're like, whoa, a changeup up there. Just, you're not quite used to the movement. And, like, you know, that's clearly just a miss on the pitcher's part. And if I haven't seen something for a while, like a miss, you know, a high curveball, for instance, sometimes they get a free one on me. I'm going to swing. Bottom 2 is, there is a runner in scoring position for the Jays. And it's going to be sent to center with Don making the catch. And sailing it to third base. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty tough throw, I think, anyway. It's pretty far. Haven't spent too many innings playing from behind in this episode. It's 1-0 Toronto. Ooh, shouldn't let that go by. Up the first base line and played for the final out. Kareem Ross. He was a first-round pick of the Blue Jays earlier in this franchise. And now lifts one to Don as he works over a few steps. Trying to check on the LA score here. They haven't played yet. They got a West Coast nightcap against the Dodgers, it looked like. Scoreless here in the 6th. Whitlock going strong against this red-hot offense. That one is scorched over third base, and Don's got his eyes on extras. It's a stand-up double. Now we hope to see Arraez get in on the action. Don's hit streak now extended to 9 games. Whitlock, though, 0-2. Hit the other way. Gonna dump it in left field. Don challenging. He will score. 2-1 with a little 2-out rally. Still the only run to this point, as Waldachuk is actually still in the game. These bullpen arms got to be super fresh. Don going back, a long retreat. I always like when I got a center fielder who can get to those and wait around for a while. What's the damage now? 2-1. Already got Paul Sewald in there. Don helped get the first run. See if we can get the second. Oh, he's going for his 100th career save. They're asking him to go 2 innings. That's a good sign of respect to us, right? Don's going to challenge him down in center. 0-2. Arraez struck out. And that's going to bring up Guerrero. He does have his 15th homer of the season, maintaining his race with Aaron Don there. 3-0, and it is inside ball 4. Soderstrom now. No homers yet in the episode. 0-2. Tying runs at second base. Struck him out. Big punch out for Paul Sewald. And he'll try to do it all over again in the 9th, and looks like he was successful. So the A's drop a game. Can't win them all, despite the efforts of Aaron Don. You know, I'm always looking for fun ways to kind of cover the middle of the season, where there aren't always a lot of big games going on, but I'm not about to just simulate everything. And, you know, kind of a player lock experience like this is a fun change of pace. And it helps when Don's hitting as well as he is right now. But we're also closing in on our MLB draft, so we'll stop here for a moment. We only have 1 week remaining. Rene Valdez, I saw in the last comment section, was receiving a lot of love. Now with his potential range at 80 to 95, he would feel like a pretty safe bet with that first round pick. Valdez throws a fastball, curveball, sinker, and slider. Kind of a mid-90s guy. And there's some stuff to work on in this game, notably the lower control. Walks could be a problem. But we're just trying to go find high value, high potential players and go from there. Got Trevor Venner, almost cracking the top 100. Doesn't really have great potential, but if he were there with maybe our last pick, you know, I'm okay if a guy has lower, like, overall, if there's a couple of strengths. And in this case, you know, he does mash lefties a little bit. So there's something there. I'd rather that than just everything be pretty mediocre. And then we got Frank Lucy just wrapping this one up because he was very close, and he is going to come in 72nd on our current board and might be a mid-round option, but with notable limited potential. So for that first pick, you do have Valdez as an option. I like Gerald Landis. Jackie Fry, 38 interest. I think it would probably be smart to do this one as well. Doctor Exam does say he's injured. That's unfortunate. I don't know if we could do like a quick process here on Robbie Matthews, but we might be able to. 45 there. Who would be our best scout for him? Probably Larry Callaway. I think we're going to do some final scouting here on Luther Hudson. Just having trouble really finding a lot of players I'm excited to dive into a little bit more. Shortstop from Maryland. But we'll move on from that and see if we can secure another series against the Toronto Blue Jays, playing Game 3. And another lefty on the mound. So Don putting a 9-game hitting streak on the line as we're already down 1-0. Here in the second. Got a runner aboard. Ricky Tiedemann is the pitcher. Going after that first pitch and hit back. Angels have won 8 straight. Man, they're playing well right now. Gaining a little ground on us. Let's see what Don's got here. 0-2 with one away. Out in front, strike 3. Nice changeup. Bases loaded this time as we move ahead to the 4th. Gotta at least get one on the board here. Inside with the fastball. Not a ton of speed there, but hopefully can bring home Guerrero. He's under it. Guerrero's going to think about it, and that's hit deep enough. He should tag. Will do so, and he is in there. A sac fly. Another RBI for Don. It's the only run we get there in that inning. We go bottom 5. Gunnar Hoagland is the pitcher. Runner goes, and he can turn back immediately as Don will catch that in center. And the score remains as we move to the top of the 6th inning. A runner on. Almost swung at that one, but we let it go. Don't know why I couldn't do it this time. Another slider, and Tiedemann gets ahead. Putting the pressure on Don now at this hitting streak. A 4th straight slider wraps up the at-bat. He threw the same pitch he tried to every time. And now it's a 4-run game. Looks like they got some action off of Gunnar Hoagland. Going to take a late comeback to win this series as that is sent to shallow center. Arraez out. You got it. 4-run game, though. Looking for a late rally. Another lefty's in there. Doesn't have a slider in his arsenal. But still going low and away. Good curveball, and that's pretty similar to the sliders that got the job done in the previous trip. 2-2. Chased it. Strike 3. That's 3 Ks in this one for Don. Hitting streak over. Don't win this series against Toronto. Tough one. Yusniel Cruz is no longer injured and has come off the injured list. That is excellent news. And he's not even day-to-day or anything. He is 100% ready to come back down at AAA. The Angels are now only 4 games back as they ride their hot 10-game winning streak. Haven't lost in almost 2 weeks. An impressive stretch, taking on Colorado, the White Sox, Dodgers, KC, Texas. They'll cool off eventually, but they're closing that distance. I'm extremely excited about the strides Aaron Don has made to becoming a true superstar in this series, but you can't help but think ahead to what could be next. We've got Don in center as a mainstay, but Yusniel Cruz is the #1 prospect in baseball, and with him healthy again, his road to the show can continue. So let's play out his first game against the Round Rock Express. Cole Phillips on the mound. And we got him back in left field. Hopefully no more injuries the rest of the way. And we got a fly ball with the routine play to get him back into the action. So Cruz can resume a .270 season with him having 3 home runs. His power numbers have been trending down a bit, so the attributes are falling, but not to like a dangerous degree. Everything else has seemed to get some improvement. A runner at third in his first at-bat returning. Falling behind, Owen White. Grounded onto short, and that is an RBI. Got a couple for Cole Phillips, but Round Rock trying to respond. They got 2 on, 2 strikes. And again, hit right at Cruz as he shuffles back. Finishes up the top half of the second. Cruz facing Owen White. Fastball is low. Trying to turn on that slider and a bit out in front. There we go. Made the correction. It's down the line. Cruz sprinting his way towards second base. Sliding in with a double. 2 in scoring position and nobody out. Good piece of hitting there. I haven't put together too many good highlights with him yet, but got to get better getting those reps. Ivan Melendez is here at the plate, and I'd like to do a AAA episode here soon, as I think it'd be good just to get a deeper look, think about, who could be an injury replacement, who could help us when the rosters expand later on. I think we have an idea of who that could be already, but always good to check up on the guys. But we got a couple strikeouts here. Not impressed is our manager. And now Uribiel Angelis trying to help us out. But 0-2, 2 down. Owen White strikes him out. Leaves 2 aboard. And that one gets sent out to left, and Cruz will not have a play because that ball is gone. Cole Phillips gives up the go-ahead homer to Stevie Kearns. Bases loaded. Are the Express done? Phillips in some trouble, but that one's hit to Cruz, and he makes the play. Trying to help things out offensively again. Owen White still in the game. And a drive hit out to center, retreating a few steps. Catch made. As we move ahead, it's now a 4-3 game. Las Vegas has taken the lead. Cruz again with a man on first. Big breaking ball, a big swing, and coming up empty. Letting that one go, and now trying to fight back 0-2. I'm not sure I'm feeling this green bat anymore. I find it distracting. I just don't like it. Right field could dump in, and it does, as Cruz checks in with his second hit. I don't know, the big pickle is actually getting hits. Maybe we should stick with the bat. 0-2 to Melendez, and he gets a hold of it. It looked pretty nice off the bat, but it's caught. We can leave early now with a full count. Juan Guerrero is the batter. Taken outside, they're loaded up now. Can Uribiel Angeles break it open? Only one homer, but 22 RBIs. He specializes in driving in other batters, not himself. Can he do it in this spot? We can run if you land it somewhere. Sliding stop at third. Angeles out by a step. Very close. Antonio Santiago in the game here in the 8th inning. 4-3 contest. Another one ripped to left field. Oh, that's off the mark, and now another base picked up. This is what worries me with Cruz. Like, is his defense going to cost us if he's out there? Because that was just, a simple throw to the cutoff, the right throw to make. But obviously he missed. And now there's nobody out. Las Vegas trying to recover, and this one is out to left. Going to have to hit the cutoff again on this one, as the runner will leave, and they will tie the game. But now bottom 9, a chance to make it all right. Tied up, runner on first for Yusniel Cruz. And he sends one to the gap in right center. Around first and hustling into second. The winning run is almost there, and we got caught at first base. We still won. Cruz did deliver, got his third hit. I shouldn't make that mistake, though. Oh, we had to win it in extras, unfortunately. Whoops. But with that, we are just about wrapped up in the month of June and are just a couple weeks away from the All-Star break. And we're seeing the Angels now 4 games back, working their way into making this a race again. I hope their schedule gets a little bit tougher. Let's check on that. So they're going to take on Arizona next. Their record stinks. They got San Diego hovering above 500. The Dodgers, hoping this road trip brings them down to earth a little bit. But I think we got ourselves a competitor here. And their ace this year, Patrick Sandoval, has overtaken Joe Michael in the American League pitcher voting. Let's go out to center again. Don still in second. I gotta think he makes it as a bench player. Power versus lefties is up 3. Really good to see all this development for him and the fact that he's still improving. Honestly, Cruz's ratings are not far off when it comes to the arm. 62 arm strength, 58 accuracy is what Don has. Cruz is simply one lower on the accuracy, with much worse fielding and reaction time. We're training his arm right now to get better in the outfield, but I think some of that fielding reaction time might also be necessary. And maybe that's the smarter thing to switch it to at the moment. And he still finds himself as the top prospect in baseball. We got Marco Da Silva checking in at 16, but recovering now from a fractured forearm. He's definitely further away. And then you got Edgar Gonzalez down at the AA level. This year, 67 innings, only 15 earned runs. Definitely pushing up towards AAA soon. Also here, Jackie Sechrist. 70 overall, AAA. Under a 1 whip right now. And he's kind of been an 8th inning setup guy. And someone, that might be able to help us out at some point at the big league level. Jose Cedeno, the catcher, down at AA, definitely looking like a player with the offense this year taken off. Like, these are impressive numbers, 10 homers. Catcher is a really strong spot in this organization. And unfortunately, we're not seeing Gregorio Uribe here in the top 50, but I also feel like we're not far away from seeing him contribute. 70 overall. Has gotten a little bit of regression this year, as I think for a while he had an inflated ERA. but it's fickle in these small sample sizes. Now, one thing to think about, too, as we approach the All-Star break, thinking about if there's any other trades we can make, we're going to be limited by this budget. We do have $10.5 million available, so a huge move is probably not likely. If we can get somebody still ahead of free agency, that's probably our best bet. But if we were to add anything, I think it would probably be a pitcher. We'll wrap things up now with Aaron Don, 15 homers. That is tied for second on this team with a couple of guys known for hitting the long ball. Aaron Don just setting new highs this year. 15 homers is a career high. 4 triples is a career high. 44 RBIs. Hoping this hot season keeps up for him. I mean, he just basically doubled his ISO in 1 year. But that's going to do it for this video, everybody. It is going to be a shorter one, but I hope that you enjoyed it. If you would like similar episodes in the future, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know down below in the comment section that you enjoy content like this. This was a fun celebration of Aaron Don, and I'll see you all again next time. Have a great day.